Join us on a one-of-a-kind road trip from the beautiful state of Tennessee all the way to the southernmost point. There is something for just about everyone on this route, and I will share highlights, tips, and lessons learned along the way. Get ready for some good old southern hospitality, peaceful scenery, good eats, fast cars, and amazing wildlife. If you do enjoy this video and gain any value out of it, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing if you are new here. Thanks so much. Now let's get going. Welcome to Franklin. This was our first time visiting the state of Tennessee, and we chose to start our southern road trip by flying into Nashville and driving just about 35 minutes south to stay and explore this friendly, green, and clean city. We spent a couple of days learning about the history of the Battle of Franklin and visiting the historical sites. Franklin has a lovely downtown area rich with history, nice restaurants, and shopping. I enjoyed driving through town and spotting the beautiful older architecture of the many churches and homes. We stayed at the Hyatt House, which was a big win for us. A clean, quiet hotel with super friendly staff. We made friends with the bartender who served us our nightcaps and even shared some freshly made chocolate chip cookies. The hotel was conveniently located to grocery and many dining options. Franklin was a great choice for our introduction to the state. We definitely will plan to be back and explore much more of Tennessee. So why would you be interested in visiting Franklin? Here's some top reasons to visit. Historical significance. The Battle of Franklin is a crucial chapter in American history, illustrating the sacrifice and valor of soldiers on both sides during the Civil War. Visiting the battlefield provides a chance to learn about this period. The Franklin battlefield has been preserved, allowing visitors to walk the grounds and see the historic sites where the battle unfolded. The Carter House and Carnton Plantation are open to the public and offer guided tours. There are many educational opportunities as well. The battlefield features informative exhibits, guided tours, and interpretive programs that provide a deeper understanding of the battle and the broader context of the Civil War. The Carnton Cemetery contains the graves of many Confederate soldiers and offers serene surroundings to reflect and commemorate. The rolling hills and countryside surrounding Franklin, Tennessee are picturesque. The natural beauty of the area complements the historical significance of the battlefield. We have heard that Tennessee is rich with forests, mountains, rivers, and waterfalls, and we're so glad that we chose Franklin as the introduction to what this beautiful state offers. We very much look forward to going back. By the way, another not to be missed item when visiting this area is trying out the 100-layer donut offered by $5 Bakery. It is basically world famous, and it's a hybrid of a croissant and a donut which takes up to 3 days to craft the decadent creation. Delicious. The first leg of our journey out of Tennessee and into Alabama started with the road less traveled by taking some extra time and detours along the way. This turned out to be the norm for us as we made our way to Key West. Lots of things to see and do when you get off the beaten path a bit. We hit up our first Buc-ee's in Athens, Alabama. If you are not familiar with the Buc-ee's chain, think of it as the Disneyland of gas stations. Buc-ee's branded everything inside, brisket sandwiches, hot and cold snacks, and immaculate bathrooms. It's a good time, what can I say? We continued southeast through Guntersville. Lake Guntersville is massive and appears to be a campers and boaters paradise. Our final destination was Leeds, Alabama, where we settled in for the night before a big day at the races. We stayed at the Hampton Inn, which was approximately a half an hour from the Talladega Speedway. Another standard hotel, but great experience. The included breakfast was good too. What made this location a pleasant surprise was just down the road was another Buc-ee's, Race Day snacks acquired, and the fanciest Bass Pro Shop we've ever seen, which was nestled up in the hills with winding roads, nature trails, and a large fishing pond with pier. Also in the area was the Barber Vintage Motorsports Museum, which is the largest motorcycle museum in the US. We did not have an opportunity to visit, but the website shows it to be pretty impressive. Welcome to the Yellowwood Talladega 500. This was our first Cup Series race experience at this track, our second at a superspeedway, and third NASCAR race overall. In a nutshell, it was a positive experience. The surroundings are green and beautiful. We had great weather. The staff we encountered were really friendly. Our seat selections were top-notch. Book early to snag the good ones, of course. We pre-purchased Premier Parking, which is very close to the vendor and ticket entrance. And we were able to come back to the car to bring in our cooler of beer and food. I will say I was underwhelmed with the infield activities and close-up of pit row for the additional price that we paid. It was a bit unorganized compared to Daytona. We are looking to attend another Cup Series race in the future. Leave a comment below. What track would you recommend and why? Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. An important part to this trip was to spend some time with family that we rarely get to see due to great distance. We ignored Google Maps suggestion again and drove to Auburn, Alabama to collect our third Buc-ee's stop, and then took in sightseeing while driving through Tuskegee down to our final destination of the day, Louisville, Alabama. Louisville is a blink and you'll miss it town, which is why it's special. We enjoyed a few days of Southern hospitality and good cooking thanks to our loving family. We took Grandma out on the town for fries and shakes, and even toured the final resting place of many generations of extended family. One of the last-minute changes we made in planning this trip was deciding to drive down the west side, or Gulf side, of Florida for some new scenery and to be able to visit the Florida Everglades. As we left Alabama, our route took us through the bottom corner of Georgia and then into our last state. We drove through the Big Bend region where Hurricane Idalia made notable damage just a couple of months ago. Our halfway point brought us to Sarasota, where we stayed one night, and we were on our way early again the next morning to find some gators. Thanks to our cousin in the know who recently camped the area, we turned onto Loop Road for a 24-mile at-your-own-pace crawl to search out the incredible wildlife. The National Park Service's website describes the Loop Road scenic drive within Big Cypress National Preserve perfectly. Enjoy the journey, not just the destination. Drive this scenic road and explore some of the remote areas of the National Preserve. Loop Road, otherwise known as County Road 94, was created out of a dispute over the official route of the Tamiami Trail. The road is gravel for most of the route. Visitors will pass through mostly cypress swamps, which are flooded forests in the summer wet season, but mostly dry in the winter, except for the areas of lowest elevation, the Cypress Strand. This drive is a great spot to see cypress trees, alligators, wading water birds, turtles, and snakes. There is no national park entrance fee to do this drive, so it's a great free way for you and your family to see alligators and the other animals in their natural setting. We finally made it to the Florida Keys via our drive through the Everglades and exiting out at Homestead. We were lucky enough to drive down the Overseas Highway in 2021 and spend some time in Islamorada and then on to Key West. We loved it so much, here we are again headed to the same resort. From Key Largo to Islamorada, Marathon, Key West, and all the gems in between, this island chain is diverse in activities. If you're a water bug like me, you'll want to get out on a boat or in the water to snorkel. The Keys are a vibe, a good and relaxed time. You can enjoy people watching instead of partying in Key West if that's your thing. You'll eat and drink well. There's always seems to be annual festivities going on. There are also many beautiful state parks along the drive, our favorite being Bahiahonda, where you can wade out forever in the water and just be a sunbum. We stayed at Ocean's Edge Resort and Marina in an Ocean View King Suite. Ocean's Edge is technically not in Key West, but instead is on Stock Island with a connected road in between. It offers a free shuttle late morning until 11 p.m. to the historic boardwalk and Duval Street. I was hoping our second time back would be as good as our first experience, but was expecting a more bustling hotel now that travel is back to pre-pandemic levels. I am happy to report that although a bit more people, the resort this time of year, October 2023, is still very chill and quiet with very few children and mostly couples. It was not a rare occasion that I would have one of the 6 pools to myself at any point in the day. The service at Ocean's Edge is phenomenal, including their on-site restaurant, Yellowfin Bar and Grill. I will have a more in-depth resort tour and review coming soon, so stay tuned for that video. The last big hurrah and bucket list item of mine was to fish the Florida Keys. We booked an 8-hour private charter with Eric at laid-back Key West. He got us out of the big morning rainstorm and into the action of mangrove, snapper, yellowjack, and other feisty fish. We enjoyed Boca Grande Key for a cook-your-catch barbecue and attempted to dive for lobster. Unfortunately, we did not realize that this is prime jellyfish season, and they were just about everywhere in the beautiful waters. Oh well, lesson learned, maybe next time. Our day on the water was a ton of fun. Eric dropped us off basically back at our front door, cleaned our fish, and we were all set for a phenomenal cook-your-catch dinner at Yellowfin the next night. The chef there prepared our fish fried and grilled with our choice of sides. It was the best meal of the entire trip, hands down. If you are planning to visit Key West and looking for a customizable day on the water, we highly recommend Laid Back Key West. He's a cool guy that will do all he can to make your experience unforgettable. We spent our final days relaxing and driving around like wannabe locals. Our favorite thing we found to do at night was to walk out of our room and onto the secluded Marina dock to watch the tarpon and sharks swim around the lights. Then we'd go back up to our balcony for some Oreos and a glass of wine. On a warm and breezy night, it couldn't be beat. This was a great end to our 25th wedding anniversary trip. Thank you for letting me share the highlights with you. I hope you gain some helpful nuggets of information and feel inspired to plan your own meandering journey. Until next time.